We are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Filomena Tripp. She is a lady that's had a lot of challenges in her life, but talk about somebody that's positive. Filomena is definitely positive. First of all, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
I'm looking at the front of this book, right? Looks like somebody jumped out of a plane. That's not you in that picture, is it?
Yes, it is.
That's you jumping out of the plane?
In the front, the back, no. Back and forth calling people, going to the online, going to the computer, all over. Everybody said no. I went to Connecticut. They said, no, it's too dangerous. Okay. But if you know me.
I can tell already
That's the problem.
you're not taking no for an answer.
No, no. I heard about this this place. It's on Lebanon, Maine. I feel bad for that guy. Every day I call him. I did. I did.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, come down. That's the day I did, 51.
What was it like when you jumped out of that plane? Can you describe it?
Yep. They opened the door. I said, oh my God, what did I get into? We see his whole sky.
So what do you think when you watch this?
I just don't believe I did it, but I loved it.
Oh my God, look, you're ready to jump out.
Yep. That's when I said, I don't know where I got into this. Here goes.
Oh,
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Ay, Jesus.
No. I loved it. See, look at me. I think some part of me flew away because I felt so different when I came back. And I wanted to show people with disability, nothing can stop us if we really want to do it.
Had to be difficult when you were a young kid. How old would you be in this picture?
I think I was 3.
This is around the time that you started to notice, hey, wait a minute, I'm different than the other kids. Yeah. How hard is that when you're at that age to notice that you are different than the other kids?
It's very hurt, yes. It was so. I still didn't understand why was I born like this, and everybody was walking around and me walking in my butt. That's how I walked because we didn't have wheelchairs that time.
Explain the disability. I can see obviously you have shorter arms.
Yeah, I don't have hands, and I don't have a leg, but I do almost everything. I couldn't even go to the public schools because it wasn't accessible. But we see now a lot accessible. I had a tutor at home. Then I got my power wheelchair. I went back to school, night school, and I graduated from night school.
So it was a big difference once they came out with the power wheelchairs?
Yes. It's like my legs. It looks like, Mr. Santos, when we take our first step, when we walk, when a little kid, that's how I felt.
Now, how did you meet James?
In church.
Now, is it difficult to have a social life and things like that, given your disabilities, or not so much?
No, because I'm overcome my life. Before, when I was growing up, I didn't like people calling me, because all my life was people pull me down. You can never do this. You can never do this. You're disabled. They even call cripple, and I don't like that word. I never listened to them, because I told them, one day you're going to see, I'm going to do it. I married before, it says in the book. I married a wonderful man. He was a disabled man. Then he passed away in 1989, and I went to a big depression. I became an alcoholic, and it was not easy. All I did was drinking, not doing anything in my life. I wasted my 3 years. I wasted. And I went to the church. I met James. Then 1995, we got married.
Fantastic.
Didn't take long, 3 months. I was too old to be dating.
So you and James fell in love in 3 months?
Yeah.
Faster than that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a great picture of you and James looks real good there.
Well, I'm a good wife. I treat him good.
I'm sure
He doesn't think so, but I am.
I have a feeling that he does think so.
Yeah, he does.
What is it like to be married to Filomena?
Adventurous.
You know something? She jumped out of a plane, right? And you and I are like, we're not doing that.
No.
She's doing something we can't do.
No. I think it was easier for her to jump out of a plane than for me to be married to an adventurous woman.
Being married to somebody who has these challenges, how is that different than another marriage? Or is it that much different?
I don't think so. I've never been married before.
Okay.
So I would not know how to compare that. But I never looked at my wife as being disabled. because she does everything.
I work for an agency that works on profit, works with people with disability, like substance abuse, mental illness, all kinds, and physical disability. We help them to overcome their lives.
This is perfect for you.
I love it. I love my job. So I help people, but they have to help themselves.
For people that don't have this kind of a challenge, it seems like it's difficult to understand, right?
Right.
So how do you explain it to them? How do you explain this to someone that, hey, you know what? I want to do things for myself. I don't want people doing things for me. I want to learn how to do things for myself and adapt.
Well, some people, they use their disability, I'm sorry, to get away with a lot of stuff. But I tell them, you can do it. You could do so much for your life. Don't waste it. I know depression is very tough, but we can overcome that. I believe it.
Part of it is your personality that's sort of like, hey, I'm going to figure out how to do this. And it's a mindset, is it not?
It's true, because every day is a challenge. I tell my husband, I come home, I said, we should add a video, what I just happened to me, doing to get out of the car. Sometimes the key drops on the floor. I have to pick it up with my little foot, take the shoe out. But I figured out all my life. I do. Every day is a challenge. People at work say, can I help you, Filomena? I said, no. If I need it, I'll ask you.
Yeah, right. What about when you see people who are able-bodied complaining, Like, it seems to me like if I was you, right? I'm trying to put myself in your place, which is difficult. No, because you see somebody that's able-bodied and they're like, I'm having a bad day and I forgot to pick up the dinner and I did. And you're thinking to yourself, give me a break, right? Is that? I mean, it's hard not to think that,
Yeah,
right?
I know, but we cannot tell them because they know. I'm serious right now. I have a hard time to understand why people complain so much, and they don't appreciate what they have.
Right.
That I have a problem, because if you have your hands and legs, what can stop you? If I want, I can be depressed anytime. Just give up.
Yeah.
Why would I give up so much? So much things, beautiful things. That's what I love to do things. I love to adventure. I love to live. I love living.
This book is actually taken off. You can get it at Amazon if you're interested in this topic. And what made you decide to write a book, and how were you able to put it together? How were you able to get it published and all that?
Well, I didn't do by myself, but I wrote the book, and I used to back and forth with on the computer with my management. She's Janine Sullivan. And one time she came to me and she said, Filomena, did you ever think write your own book? I said, yeah, I did. You have a wonderful story to tell the people, to encourage people, to help them. I had the book signing November the 3rd at White's. I never imagined that I was going to be signing books from 5:30 to 9:30. Sometimes by the end, I didn't even know what the word means, sometimes the letters. But I did it. It was awesome. It was so impressed. I was so amazed. Some people say, why don't you sign the books at home and then sell? I said, no, that's not the way to do it. I want to sign when a person buy the book. That's me.
Yeah.
I went through very bad time. Miserable, very depressed, hated people, couldn't stand myself. That's the thing. I didn't love me. We laugh, but it's not for my heart. Now I can laugh for my heart. We all go through problems, but I'm content to who I am. So this book, I wrote it, was somewhere, somehow, a person is going through things like depression or sickness or they're losing their limbs. But you have to learn how to live again because life is so precious.
Do not tell my wife she cannot do anything because she will prove it to you that she can.
It seems to me that, there's probably a lot of humor and a lot of good times with Filomena.
Yeah, we have a marriage like anyone else. We have our days and... But
you have times where you might have a disagreement or two, right?
Yeah, or two.
But that happens.
Or two, yeah.
But Filomena, being married to James, what's that like?
The name says it all. It's a trip.
Well, you like James and he likes Jim, so already I found something that you disagree on.
Yeah, but they used to call him when he was a young guy, before we got married, Jimmy. I don't like it. because he's a big boy. So that's me, but it's nothing wrong with that. But but been a blessing to be married because he's very good man to me. I think we have a contempt marriage, and we're very happy together.
And it must be fun for you to see how inspirational she is to the people that have read the book and met her and stuff.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her because I know the obstacles that she has overcome since we've been married.
You're an inspiration. If you want to get this book, it's called Invisible Courage, and you can go to Amazon and also look for Filomena because she does a lot of public appearances and makes inspirational speeches and stuff like that, and she is fantastic. Very, very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too. God bless you. Thank you.
Bless you.